EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. It's opening round coverage of the United States Open Championship. Hello again and welcome to the U.S. Open. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We're here at Chambers Bay with those massive rolling fairways, the towering dunes, unpredictable coastal winds. What a test, Frank, for the best players in the world.
That's right, and it's going to be the first time these professionals are going to play it. We've seen it host a U.S. amateur in the past, and this is a daunting test, especially if the wind gets up. There's enough bunkers out there to trap the best players in the world. Those greens fast and firm enough to repel any shot that's not struck perfectly. He goes after it like he is here.
Looks to be putting everything into this one. Just destroyed it.
Smoked that one. I tell you, there's long and long. And that, with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Starting to put it together right now, Frank.
Enjoying that trio at the top.
Second hole now here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open, Frank. It's a relatively short par 4.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's easy, though. This is more of a strategic hole. You want to lay the ball up around sort of 270, 280 yards. Avoid that big bunker on the left. It is going to leave a short iron in, but the hole bends to the left as well as the slope of the land is right to left. Got to take that into account.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
From the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Moves up into second place with that par.
So he's got his eyes well entrenched on the lead-up.
Now set to play the first par 3 of this U.S. Open, Frank, the third hole here at Chambers Bay.
A little bit like the second hole where the contours slope from right to left. So if that breeze is coming from that direction, that's going to swing the ball all the way across the green. And this green is anything other than symmetrical.
Steady all day long. That one about 20 feet away. He'll settle. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Locked in on the read and the speed. Doesn't dig into the lead with that par, but Frank, sometimes, and you know this as well as anyone, you just have to kind of maintain your footing out there. Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Lays the face open. He'll try to pop this one out. Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. That's a nice roll, and with that birdie, now 2 under par for the tournament. Wow, check out the elevation change, Frank, from tee all the way down to the fairway. No wonder they call this the 5th hole here at Chambers Bay. Free fall.
You better take a parachute, that's for sure, but you're going to need a parachute to land the ball and stop it on the screen as well. Not overly long, well, should I say US Open standards, 488. These days they stretch it well over 500 yards. But one of the tighter tee shots. That club must have melted after that one.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Frank, you've been there, down to the wire at several U.S. Opens. What's that pressure like?
It's so different from any other type of major championship because that's normally the toughest test. That's where the scores are the highest, i.e. relative to par. That's actually where par itself is a good score. I mean, you're bruised and battled by the end of the week. With the exception, really, remember when Rory McIlroy won at Congressional? That's the one time when a US Open played soft. But Martin Keimer at Pinehurst, firm, fast golf course, it's a different test. Tiger Woods at Pebble Beach. You just think of people struggling at the end of the week and really last man standing. That's what a US Open means.
That one came right off the meat of the bat. He really laid into that.
More than got a piece of that.
This is how the game is supposed to be played. This has been just outstanding. Beautiful to watch. should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
And another good par.
Well, Frank, this is what a U.S. Open is all about. A long, tough par 4 up the hill.
Yeah, just a beast. And it's a dogleg ride on top of that. There's more humps and bumps and all this than a dermatologist would ever dream of down there.
This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the seagulls are walking to work.
Rich, that tee shot there has shortened up this hole considerably. It's made a tough par 4 into, well, we'll see, but it looks like a very birdieable hole now.
You hit it right where you want. Now he has a good chance to attack that whole location. Generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie.
It's no snack, though.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
As this one for par.
No, really, Rich, right now it's just a case of running out of holes. Pars are fine.
Frank, we know we're at a U.S. Open. 500-yard par 4s, and here a better than 600-yard par 5 at the 8th.
Yeah, you need a missile really off the tee to be able to reach this par 5 and 2, and not a single bunker really on this hole. So this is just long every stretch of the way. The fairway actually looks a little bit narrower than what it is. There's a little bit more fairway than actually what meets the eye at first.
Nice drive, right in the fairway, and a good swing on that one.
Well, it's going to take a good one here, considering what they've already gone through, Rich. Right now, that green is going to look very small, so it's going to take a good shot here to give himself an opportunity.
Some really poor play to this point.
Rich, right now, this does not look like the same player we saw earlier on in the day.
I don't recognize him. He was hitting it all over the ballpark in the first few holes. I didn't think there was any chance that he'd be where he is right now. Credit to him. This took guts.
Yeah, his composure is so different right now.
Well, that's the beauty of this game. You stay with it. It's 18 holes. You keep fighting, and you can put a score on the card. What a spectacular shot that was. I'll have a look at Eagle. Frank, you know what gets me about this game? Here a person makes a legitimate effort, makes a good stroke, and that ball spins around and is just laughing at the player. And now what's left, you could breathe on that ball. It counts the same as a 300-yard drive. It's not right.
But it's the beauty of the game.
I think that went in. It's a what? It's a home run. He made an ace. That is unbelievable. Now to the 10th hole. Our featured golfer, Frank, featured for a reason, playing excellent golf.
Yeah, the scorecard shows that, and really, in some, he's gone for a little extra. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicholas over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch.
Just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
And getting ready for the putt. Now to 7 under par. Stepping up to the tee here at the 11th, Frank.
Yeah, it looks straightforward. You see a big dune in the middle of the fairway. You can really take that out of play. Get it down there as far as you can. You're going to need to. And then from there on in, it's really just trying to find out exactly where you want to land that second shot so that you can get it on the right level. There's something about a well-hit shot. Can we get a measure on that one? That's enormous.
The 11th hole, Frank, what's the right way to get at it?
Just got to be cognizant of that ridge that cuts through the middle of this green that sort of turns this green into one simple green and all these little complex sort of sections. That's the biggest thing, but that's also, you realize very, very quickly, you're playing links golf today.
that in the hole. Tremendous shot. Measuring 311 yards, the 12th Frank seems to offer an opportunity for a player to do something pretty dramatic here.
Yeah, it's called the Narrows. Really, it should be called the Temptation, because what player stands on a tee knowing he can reach and doesn't take up the gauntlet? Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a two-putt, well done.
And who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. The young star makes his birdie.
Ah, nice.
Looks good. Wow, smoked that tee shot. Frank, quite a bit to consider here at the 13th.
Yeah, there's little knobs on the left and the right side of the screen, so that bunker you can see, at first it looks like you've got to avoid it. Well, you've really just got to carry it.
That's how the best in the world play it, Frank.
Well, I'll say a little lucky that it went in, but it was always going to be close.
Frank, a 5th consecutive par 4 here at the U.S. Open. This is the 14th hole, and I'm guessing by the time you set foot on this tee, you'll know exactly where your game is at.
Oh, this one here, great reward for someone that's driving the ball well. If you can drive it, down the left middle, avoid that little one-pot bunker in the middle of the fairway, you're going to certainly shorten this hole up. And then you can start to use the contours of this hole too, that bend right to left. And 546 yards becomes much shorter than what you would think.
That was just a beautiful drive. He hit it solid and right in the middle. All right, Frank, what's the play into the green here?
Well, this the green's got a little bit of a funnel effect. General contours slope right to left, and towards this green there is a little bit of a ridge and some mounding, short right. But just use those in your favour. The ball's going to do what Mother Nature wants it to do. You don't have to fight it.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
This is an awkward length.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Getting set now to tee off at the 15th here at the U.S. Open Par 3, and it stands out because it has the only tree on the golf course.
It looks magnificent, doesn't it? Get your eyes back on the green, Rich. Come on. When they use the short tee for the U.S. Open, just 167 yards. So this is really a hole that the players are just going to eat up if they get the right wind conditions. Just an 8 or a 9 iron from 160 yards for these boys. To a green that, well, it should be very well received.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Getting set now over the putt. Not too much and not too little. Perfectly played into the center of the cup. Now to the 16th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, it is pretty short hole. What are the chances to come out of here with a birdie?
Well, you've just come off the short 15th. You can get on a little bit of a run here, providing you get in the fairway first. You're not going to have an overly long second shot here. But once again, this is a precision hole, a little bit like 15. This is a tabletop green, so you're going to have to be right on the money with that second shot.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
What a shot right there. Beautifully done. Now to the 3-hole finishing stretch here at Chambers Bay, and we get it started with a relatively short par 4. It's a 423-yard hole, the 16th, Frank.
Being slightly to the right, there's a huge bunker all the way down the right side that sort of starts, I don't know, maybe about 100 yards off the tee, goes all the way to the green. You go right, and then you realize why this hole is called beached.
Strong wind here early in the round. How do you think this is going to affect the players, Frank?
Well, they've got to be clever on club selection and the type of shot they want to hit now.
This is a good-looking shot.
That was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Oh my goodness, he just made that. I cannot believe it.
I was thinking he might get it close, and just a great shot.
Now to the 18th hole, Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department in your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
Beautiful rhythmic swing right there, and right down Peachtree.
Second shot.
Frank, there's only one tree on the entire golf course here at Chambers Bay. Also, no houses, no golf carts. It's kind of nice. It's sort of pure out there.
It's what golf is and what should be and what it should be. And sadly, we've gone away from it at times. But when you come back to places like Chambers Bay, and I know Chambers Bay is still a new golf course, but it still reminds us how golf really, it can be played by any level, by any male or female. It doesn't discriminate against age either. So, golf is something. It is a game that can be played by everyone. And when you see a true walking links golf course like Chambers Bay, you go, yeah, I could do that. I mean, this skill and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That is a solid par putt. Frank, you surprised to see that name on top of the leaderboard?
I am surprised to see the name, but not that style of golf leading. It was great performance, especially tee to green. You don't often see people start that quickly.